Alright everyone, so I'll kind of show you what some of this madness was all about. But when you do woodworking, basically the tool I was using I believe is a jointer. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not always sure what the technical name for everything is, but basically what it does is it just puts little notches inside the middle of these boards. So when you actually attach them and put them together, you glue all this right here, and these actually give it support for any bending or anything like that. And then you come back through with screws just for the extra strength. But I really like woodworking, so I like just to take my time and kind of go the extra mile and actually joint everything. That's really, if you're going to talk to a woodworking person, that's the correct way to do it. And so that's just the way I do it. But anyways, hopefully you'll actually be able to kind of see what I'm doing, and that this will make sense. And we'll see how this turns out. Alright guys, it's a race against time with that glue, so that's why I kind of wasn't trying to panic, but you definitely want to hurry before the glue dries. So again, you probably saw I use these straps right here just to hold it together. This is expanding glue just to fill the cracks and everything. So of course I don't want it to split or expand apart, so I use ratchet straps to really suck it close to tight together, so that way it won't do that. But she's looking beautiful so far. And that's actually where my wood stove is going to go. But you'll see as we carry on. This thing is going to be gorgeous. One of my pride and joys. 24 hours later, wanted to wait till the glue fully cured and dried before I did any moving or did any other work on this, just to make sure it's going to be strong enough I don't have to worry. I also wanted to bring up, I almost forgot, but these braces right here, they're on this because even though you do a square box, even if this was fully square and I had straps around it, sometimes they're not actually square, and so you just want to double check, get a real good sized square, and just double check that, make sure it's square. I don't know how to explain it, but one side could be basically a little in and the other side out, and it just causes it not be square. But anyway, so I didn't want to lead anybody astray. I wanted to explain to double check that and make sure you brace it up wherever you need to make sure the glue fully dries, so then that way you don't have to worry about the shifting when you do further work down the road. So next part, basically going to measure out and cut out the bottom piece, and I'll take you along on the rides. Jumped the gun a little bit, went ahead and got it sanded and stained. Didn't really film it. I didn't feel like that'd be something you guys would, I guess, enjoy. It's kind of tedious work, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to measure out this bottom. So I'm going to actually cut it to where it fits up in here perfectly. So the way I'm going to measure it is alright, so I'm done with that. I'll go ahead and cut this out and keep going. It's just like magic. Got it cut out and put in. It was actually super tight, so I don't have it actually slid in all the way. I just have it started. I'm going to put glue around the outside edges right here, and then I'm going to set it in and then restrap it again on the bottom just to make sure it doesn't split the bottom or any of these edges right here. Wait 24 hours, then I'm going to come back and basically just drill a couple holes right here and put screws along the bottom. I'm going to actually have finishing trim right here, so you won't even see the screws, so I'm not too worried about that. But I'll show you when we get there, I guess. Well, ran out of screws, so I went ahead and thought I decided I would go ahead and make the top part of this. We're kind of learning together. Hopefully this will work. Let me show you a picture. But basically, I'm giving away some of my surprise, unfortunately, but we'll see if this will make sense. Alright, so it's called the crown molding. But basically, I got the measurements off the crown molding I'm going to use. The top comes out 2 3/8. So I'm actually going to come out, I basically put the box down and just drew an outline on it like normal for the bottom, but for the outside of it. And then I'm actually going to go out another 2 3/8 and then just use a straight ruler and mark it. And we'll kind of see, I mean, like, I think it's going to work in theory, you know, just come out from here 2 3/8, 2 3/8 here, and then just do a straight line across. And then wherever, you know, these lines meet up, I'll cut out. And then before I actually, you know, mount it down or anything like that, I'll double check and make sure that all the measurements are correct and it looks right. So, all right, and for your first timers, I'm going to show you a trick too. This is how you can get some really precise measurements. It's called burning inches. But basically, if you come over, let's say I've been burning 2 inches, so I go to 2 and I go past it because then I can lay this tape measure down flat against that 2 mark. Versus if it's up right here, then it's at kind of a weird angle and it comes down at a slope. But if it's flat, you're going to get the most precise measurement you can. And so because I burn 2 inches and I come over 2 3/8, which is 4 3/8, and then that's where I make my marking. But that's a trick to get some really precise measurements, because anytime it angles or slopes and it's not a straight measurement connected all the way through, it's not going to be as precise. And so, but just your little tip for the day, I guess. So. Here's the top all cut out, just put on right now. I haven't secured it down yet. My dad actually mentioned, and this is why it's like, I don't even know everything, so if someone has another idea, I mean, go with it. But basically taking a thicker oak slab that comes out about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and have it come in an angle into this board right here, and then I can screw from the top in right here, and same with the outside edges. That'll help kind of give this more strength. I can drop down and do that on the bottom too. That's going to be covered with trim, and then same with the top one, that's going to be covered with trim, and so that will help make this a lot more sturdier and give it a lot more strength. I'm only going to be able to do it to this one and then this one right here on both sides, but just that actually is going to give it a way more strength. I was going to just put this top on and try to screw down through here, but with these actually having thicker boards on here, I can not worry about missing and coming out, because I'm going to have a metal sheeting on this, just so it's not wood. I'm going to still stain it and everything, but just to keep, you know, fire protection and everything, so. Alright, blam. That is all done. I'm going to have to break this video into 2 sections. So I guess I'm just apologize for how long it's taking. Even with all the time lapse, just takes a minute, and I'm trying to explain everything to everybody. Why I'm at that, these boards right here, they're 1x2 oak from Home Depot. These bigger ones right here, they're 1x12 oak from Home Depot. And yeah, that's 1x2. Yep, so pretty much the only thing that's actual like oak plywood, or it's, I don't know what it's actually called, but it's not actually solid oak, is just the top piece right there, but everything else is straight up solid oak. So this thing was not cheap. So all the little mess ups I did, that definitely that hits the pocketbook, so you try not to do that. But all right, well, anyways, oh yeah, sorry, man, I keep forgetting things, but it's a countersunk drill bit that I'm using. I think that's what the technical name is, But basically, not only drills the pilot hole, but then it drills a hole that the actual head of the screw can sink down into. I'm using 8x1, yeah, number 8's 1 inch. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Stainless steel screws, and then the drill bit I'm actually using is 1/8 inch. Hardwood is different than softwood because it's obviously hardwood. You have to drill it out just a little bit more than what softwood specs call for. If you don't, then you could actually snap off the top of your screw. Especially stainless steel, it's strong, but it's not like incredibly strong. Especially with a impact gun, you could easily snap off some of these screws, and so I'll probably remember more stuff to say in the second video, so stick around. Like, subscribe, and share. I guess hit the notification button. I'm just repeating what I see people say, so hopefully that, like I said, that makes sense. So, all right, see you guys in episode number 2.